has been destroyed. I mean, it has been shredded. We no longer have it in your file.
This is the story of how Fox was forced to retract defamatory internal smears against a reporter after the reporter covered the facts on the ground that contradicted the narrative. August 10th, 2020, Fox sent me to cover COVID treatment at United Memorial Medical Center. This was the final question in the interview and the final soundbite in the TV package.
That's a great question, and the answer is yes. We have used it. I mean, we know that it's a drug that has been politicized up to the wazoo. We've used it. We use it with good success. We know that there is a lot of controversy. But one of the problems that we have is that we use a lot of things. We literally throw the whole kitchen sink at these patients because they're so sick. So sometimes you don't know exactly what makes a difference. But we have used hydroxychloroquine in some of our patients, and they have done well.
Minutes before air, Lee tells me to drop the sound about hydroxychloroquine because it needs the context of other drugs. I did that and put it on Facebook instead, adding the requested context. The fact that the sound reached the audience's ears at all led to this reaction from Fox bosses Susan Schiller and Lee Meyer.
You need to cease and desist posting about hydroxychloroquine.
Everything's going to be under the microscope. You're not posting anything without Susan or I signing off on it.
Industry executives who are the people who hire us and keep us employed. That's the part that needs to make a difference to you. It's not just about the viewers. It's about what our CEO reads. It's about what our GM reads.
And like Lee said, it's not about the viewers right now.
So the truth of what's happening in Houston is that whether anyone likes it or not, regardless of the studies, doctors are secretly prescribing hydroxychloroquine. I started to expose that because all my sources were sending me the tips about it. I would like to speak to your bosses and explain that to them. I just want I want your bosses to know.
Ivory, we took the assistant news director told you to remove material from a news story that was going on air.
I took exactly what Lee told me to do, added the context of what else he uses, and exposed him.
First off, you assumed you knew all the context I was referring to, which you didn't because you missed half my point. But my point is, we're not going to relive the conversation with hydroxychloroquine. We're just not. You're going to stay as far away from that as possible. They have seen the reports. They've seen the original reports. They know what you reported, Ivory. It's not whether they're questioning whether you were lying or seeking somebody out. It's about the attention garnered by this kind of BS that the company does not want.
We are here to tell you that your professional reputation is what we are trying to protect.
And Susan has been abundantly clear that your post will be about news and will be about things that we determine are safe news for you to post right now.
I then followed Susan and Lee's orders to lock down my social media and no longer speak publicly of COVID drug treatments. 3 weeks later, they presented me with a defamatory letter of warning they'd placed in my file with Fox, which would taint my ability to move up in the company. The letter changed timelines and created a false narrative that my bias about the drug was causing me to apparently ignore management instructions.
I wanted to meet because I would like the letter with false information removed from my file.
But I'm trying to actually help you in some ways, kind of get through this period.
But writing false stories about me and putting them in my file does not help me. It hurts me immensely.
We are taking everything you've said into consideration.
The letter said that in July, you told me to stop covering COVID treatments. You didn't tell me until August 14th to stop, and that's when I stopped. I have been loyal to what you tell me to do, and the letter says otherwise.
Susan Lee and Tracy, the HR director, tried to blame a gossip blog for their actions.
It's very clear that you're very concerned about a gossip site
That's good.
that none of our viewers read.
Just so you know, Fox is extremely sensitive about the gossip site. You may not care about it, but this company does. And because this company does, that means everybody on this call should care about it.
Fox changed their tone after I brought on a defamation lawyer.
We have some, differences here and how we kind of hurt each other. We are basically withdrawing the letter of warning, all right? Because our goal was never to have you interpret that as an exercise in wanting you to be terminated. We want you to be part of our team.
But the letter of warning has been destroyed. I mean, it has been shredded. We no longer have it in your file.
Ivory, the waters of social media are complicated. They get more and more complicated all the time.
The waters of Fox, you mean? The waters of Fox are complicated.
The waters of social media get complicated. And we want to work with you. We want this to, we realize that you don't agree with maybe my opinion here, but it's how I see it.
You guys are continuing to push this idea that I'm somehow biased about some drug that I'm not interested in taking, that I'm not interested in telling people to take, but I am interested in answering people's questions about it because the public wants to know what the heck is going on with this drug, especially when it's being censored so harshly. What's the actual deal? Let's dig deeper because it is such a hot topic right now. That's what I'm interested in, is exploring what's going on with this drug. Am I trying to tell people to take it? No. Am I trying to get some answers on it? Yes. You don't want me to get answers on it anymore, so I won't. Okay, but you trying to imply that I am somehow pushing and peddling this drug that I didn't even pay attention to until I was assigned to cover it is so offensive to me.
After shredding the defamatory letter, Fox sent me a memo telling me to correct my problematic social media. They kept me banned from covering COVID drug treatments.
So, am I still banned? And why did you want to hide information from the viewers?
Ivory, I'm not going to rehash this.
I can't change how you take it. I would like you to keep an open mind about why we may not be pursuing a story, why we may be saying we need more research, why we may be saying we need somebody to go on camera because we need the proof.
Okay, I'm just saying, I've had people on camera and I've gotten in trouble for that. Stunning.
You know.